guys, my name is Ikam and welcome back to the BBE BodyByEkam podcast. In episode 1, you saw me sit down with my clients talking about everything they've been through on their journeys, and in episode 2, I'm sitting down with our BodyByEkam trainer, Holly, and we're going to talk to you about all things bodybuilding, how we met, and just how we're finding our bodybuilding preps as we both are doing the same shows together. The first thing we're going to begin with is telling you guys how Holly and I met. So I'm going to let you tell the story.
Okay, so I followed Ekam for years on Instagram and watched her preps. I found her transformation on the Explore page. So followed her for a few years and then saw that she was advertising wanting a personal trainer. So got in touch with you.
Yeah, I know. And we tried in the past to get personal trainers and it didn't work out. So I was like, I'm going to try one more time and let's see how it goes. And honestly, it's been great. You've been with the team now for over a year?
Over a year, yeah.
And it's been going so well. Couldn't be any happier. And now we're doing our preps together. And this is Holly's first bodybuilding prep.
Yep.
So I want you to talk about your journey, because the one thing that I want for anyone who works on our team is to be able to practice what we preach. And that's how I feel about myself. So having someone like you who has your own transformation, I feel like people can relate to it. You can relate to clients. Explain your transformation, like how you got started and how much you lost.
So I think I lost about altogether 9 stone.
Crazy.
Over the years, yeah. So I started cycling for my job. I worked for the elderly, visiting them in their own homes. So I would cycle from one client to the next, so I could fit more clients in a day. And then people started telling me that I was losing weight, and then looked at my eating habits. My mum took me to the gym for the first time, and yeah, the rest is history.
Crazy. Really. And how did you fall into bodybuilding now?
In lockdown.
Yeah, that's same as me.
Yeah, really?
Not bodybuilding, but I wanted to always do it.
Yeah.
But 2020 and COVID was the reason that got me to step on stage.
Yeah.
My first show was a live stream as well, so there was no audience. It was just an empty auditorium with just the judges and camera lights, and everyone was at the Airbnb watching my show. But because of COVID, I thought, this is a great time, let me try it.
Yeah. So when the gyms closed, I got a coach who was a bodybuilder, and was with her for about a year, and then got into the style training of bodybuilding, really, and then got my coach I'm with now because I decided I wanted to prep.
Yeah, and this is your first prep, and we're going to talk about prep and stuff, guys, because it's nice for me. This is my 3rd season, and all my other 2 seasons I've been alone on my prep. I may know other bodybuilders, or I may have friends who also dabble in the gym and stuff, but no one who really knows the ins and outs, who is closely in my circle. So I've just done my preps all by myself, and it's fine, but having someone to do prep with.
Yeah, you roped me into this whole thing, basically.
Honestly, it's so much nicer. And being on prep together, my first show is I'm doing alone. It's just a warm-up show in 2 weeks. But the rest of the shows we're doing all the shows together, and we finish the season together, and it's so nice.
But we won't be in the same class because of our heights. It's so different.
Yeah, so we're both doing wellness, but we're going to be doing... And so I'm just so happy you're here. We're both doing wellness, but obviously because of our different heights, we're in different height classes. But we're hoping that if we both win our height classes, we'll go into the overall, so we'll actually be competing against each other. Because I said to Holly, if I'm going to lose to anyone, it has to be you.
Yeah,
you have to smash it. So I'm just excited to have show day. And we also have one BodyByEkam client who's competing with Holly and I as well. So it is a really exciting season and year for us and the team and everyone. But how have you, because this is your first prep, but also you've got me there. So how has that been for you?
Well, Sunday when you rang me when I was having a wobble.
Yeah.
No, I couldn't have imagined going into it not having anybody else that done it at the same time. And when I come for the interview, basically what we spoke about was bodybuilding.
Yeah. So. And it's so nice to have that kind of common ground with someone, especially when you're so deep in prep. When you're in prep, you eat, live, breathe bodybuilding.
Yeah.
And so when I started my prep, my weight wasn't budging. And I was on the phone to you, and I like on like a Sunday we'll just have a call and we'll be on the phone for an hour. Like it's fine, you look good, it's working out. And then she had her first wobble, pretty deep into prep, which I think is impressive.
4 months, wasn't
Yeah.
it?
And then I was on the phone to her last Sunday for an hour, and I was like, listen, you're fine. You got 7 weeks. Like 7 weeks is so much time. Like it's so normal to have the wobbles, but someone to understand, because you can say it to like your friends and your family, but they don't really like. I don't think I even really talk about prep like that to any of my friends, because I just think I appreciate your support, because you don't understand it.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I feel like my friends are staying clear of me at this point.
Yeah.
Actually, Magic said it to me on the phone the other day. She was like, I'm just like leaving you and Ekam to it and staying clear of you. Did she say that to you?
Yeah, she's like, you guys just doing your thing, and the routines and schedules don't align. And I was like, no, I totally get it, but like, I do want to see you.
Yeah.
It is really regimented, but even
to
us,
nail
it's
it,
not
you
like,
have to.
It's not like we've spent loads of time together.
No, we haven't.
We just have little bits together when
Yeah.
we catch each other, or like on the phone, and it works quite well.
Yeah.
But we know it, like each other's always there on the other side of the phone. Like we send our check-in photos to each other.
Yeah.
And we're like, oh, this looks good, that looks good. And we talk about, and the thing is, her prep is so different to mine.
Yeah.
Like, talk through your expenditure, your food and everything right now.
So.
Or like what it was like maybe a few weeks ago, because your food was higher as well.
From the beginning, hang on. Well, I started off on higher calories than Ekam.
Yeah.
Much higher, wasn't it? It was like about 1,200 higher than what you were on.
Yeah.
And then in the beginning, my coach was gradually dropping my calories, and then I went on to carb cycling, which was 2 low carb days followed by 1 high carb day. So my coach uses different. Does Meg do carb cycling? Would she do?
I've not done carb cycling with Meg, but I've done it in the past. I don't know if I like. I haven't tried it in so long. Actually,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And then obviously I work 2 jobs, and my step count's about between 17 to 21k a day anyway. So naturally, and my height being so different from yours as well.
How tall are you?
5'6" and about 5'6".
And I'm 5 foot on the dot.
So yeah, if you're taller, you can naturally diet on higher calories, I think.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, so what I'm currently doing, being like nearly 20 weeks into this, is my food is now on like 1,100 to 1,200 calories, or like just under 1,100 and just under 1,200 calories. And my cardio is 20 minutes on leg days, 45 minutes every other day. That's not a leg day.
Wow.
So I'm doing cardio every day. Then I'm training 4 times a week. So that's intense. And obviously, just, FYI guys, what we're doing isn't sustainable for like lifestyle clients. So please don't look at this and copy it. We're doing bodybuilding prep, and it's very different. So I have to put that out there. And what's your current food and training like?
Well, I didn't have cardio in for like the first 7 weeks. I didn't have cardio in at all. So it was just my step count. And then even on Sundays, my coach said just 4,000 steps on a Sunday.
Yeah.
Then it was twice a week. I think it was, I can't even remember now, but twice a week, 40 minutes. And now it's 5 times a week, 40 minutes cardio. And still as much rest on a Sunday as I can. But then we weight train the same amount 4 times a week.
Yeah. And like my steps is 14,500 now.
So you're
like
not far off me now.
No, but the fact is, like, Holly's steps have been so much, her expenditure and her lifestyle is so much more different to me,
for sure.
that like she can enjoy more food and less expenditure because her lifestyle is different. So I have to accept that, like, I'm like shorter, my lifestyle means that I'm not as active or like walking around and stuff, my expenditure is different. So I have to struggle a bit more in terms of like my food and like what I'm doing. I think we're both struggling though, regardless.
Yesterday and today I'm struggling.
Yeah, like I'm definitely in the trenches at this point. She's not far off. She's going to be there soon. And I just feel like when we're both in the trenches, we're just going to be absolutely useless together. We're going to be like with the worst prep brain. Like, if you know what baby brain is, guys, like prep brain is like, it's just, you're so foggy in the head, like nothing makes sense. You can't even put together a sentence, honestly. But you got to enjoy the whole process, isn't it? And I think it's exciting when you see your body change so much.
100%, yeah. I've not pushed this hard before.
Yeah.
Since my initial weight loss, I think. You know, when you initially start, you see massive changes in your body, and then I just cruised on for a bit. But pushing to this body fat, I haven't down to this body fat, to be honest.
And to be fair as well, something alongside that is, I've done 2 seasons. So I've done this whole having no off plans and having no alcohol for X amount of months.
Yeah, I never have.
Holly's had a lifestyle of like always having an off plan every week.
Yeah.
So how have you found it? Because it's your first time where you've been, 4 months deep, nothing off track.
To be honest with you, I found it easy. Because the goal, it doesn't even come into my line of thought to have an off-plan meal. The goal is bigger. I always tell myself food will always be there.
But you were worried initially, isn't it?
Yeah, I was.
The thought of knowing
had
that
a
she's not
panic.
done this before.
Yes.
And then once you hit, so what point do you think you hit time-wise where you're like, actually, I'm all right now about not having an off plan?
It was as soon as I started. I mean, I didn't even have any cravings for like 3 months.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, I didn't like, obviously you think about the odd bit of food, but like cravings like for a whole day that I couldn't stop thinking about.
Yeah. I think
sure.
that's what it is. Like, food is always going to be there. And I say that to clients all the time.
Yeah.
Like, food, like, you're never going to wake up one day and there's not going to be any more Indian food in the world. Like, there's always going to be food available. You just have to, like, pick and choose.
Yeah.
I just feel like this is what I do like about bodybuilding, which it can go in a healthy or unhealthy way, is it gives you back that control. I feel like as women,
yes.
we always succumb to food for comfort or whatever. So in essence, basically, we allow food to control us and we have no say because we don't think about it. And I feel like bodybuilding allows me to be like, I want this, but not right now. And I get that control back and that feels pretty powerful.
Yeah.
Although
I thrive off the discipline. I thrive off the discipline. The more when I get through a hard day, I thrive for the next day.
And when you have those tough days, that's when you see the biggest changes on the body. So you have to push through it.
Yeah, and then like when someone wants an off-plan meal, I try and advise them to have like a clean off-plan meal. If someone's worried about the scales going up, hormone fluctuations and scales going up, and then they're having pizza every weekend.
Yeah.
So.
No, it definitely makes a difference. The other thing as well is training. And so when I was on my last prep, I was doing push-pull legs, and I used either train 4 times a week or 5 times a week, and I hated it. And now, since like last year, I've been training 4 times a week, 2 upper, 2 lower, and it's so much better for my recovery.
Yeah.
And I feel like I can push hard enough, and I feel like I'm still seeing good level of gains with it. So training 4 times a week, I feel like is really good.
Oh, it's perfect. Yeah.
But feeling weak, you know, when you're dieting for so long, because we've had a good, like, you've had a good bulking phase, and I've had a very long I've been off stage for 2 years now, so I've had time to push my weight up and get strong. How does it feel dieting and like feeling weak in the gym? Because I'm feeling, obviously me at 10 days out, I'm so weak.
Yeah, I think we're in different positions with that. I have my days where I feel more fatigued in the gym than others.
Yeah.
But I can't really say that my strength has dropped so much in the gym at all, really.
How many weeks out are you?
6 till the first one.
Okay, so I'm 10 days out from my first show, and Holly's, what did you say?
6 weeks.
6 weeks out, God.
6 times 7, come on.
So yeah, so like she's got a while, but like we said as well, it's very person dependent, and
food's different. Our calories are so different. Like
she has her days where she's eating more, and whereas my days is consistently like 1100-1200.
yeah,
So it's
I have
not
my
a lot.
refeeds.
Yeah, so it does make a difference, and I'm very weak. Like I've stopped using a logbook now for a while.
Yeah.
And because I just know what weights I'm on, and
Yeah.
like my rep ranges change each session in terms of if I feel a bit stronger, it goes higher, but if I feel a bit weaker, it goes lower. But I don't push past that rep range because I'm just, do you know what I mean? So I'm like, as long as I'm keeping the weights the same,
Yeah.
I'm happy. But yeah, I'm not even like logging workouts right now because it's so non-existent for me right now.
Yeah.
Getting stronger.
I would say it's taking me longer to maybe recover from a session, like
Yeah.
recover from legs.
Yeah.
Like I'll be pushing the same as I was pre-prep, but the next day I'll be feeling more tired than I was when I was growing.
Yeah, 100%. It does make such a difference. And you're training 4 times a week as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
What's your split?
Pull, legs, glutes, upper.
Okay, cool. And my split is 2 upper, doing back and
2
delts.
upper, really?
Yeah, doing back and delts. And like, I don't even really feel like I need to train my back that much because I'm quite happy with my back. My back our backs don't really get shown in our category. So I'm okay with my back, but it's just more so 2 upper for delts. And then I have quads and glutes and hams.
So kind of similar, but that split that you was doing before that you didn't like, that's how I started out.
Yeah,
Not with Ellis, but with my old coach.
But do you have are your days on set days, your workouts?
Yeah, but I'm on rotation 1, rotation 2.
Yeah, see, I hated that. Like,
See,
I
quite like that because I'm doing see how different it is?
Yeah, we don't like, it makes such a difference.
Because it's a mixture of movements then.
It is,
Yeah.
but then I feel like on my last season, I think I trained quads once every 2 weeks. Because of that
Really?
rotation, yeah. And I was doing wellness, but I had, like, my quads are so dominant.
See, I've got quads on glute day as well, only since prep. She added it in.
Oh, fine.
Like leg press, leg extension, yeah.
Yeah, that's mad. I literally, I don't like the fact that my workout days change every week and I can't tell what days they go on because
I know what
I
you
can't
mean.
plan for my week. Like now I know I train Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. I know like Wednesdays, Fridays, or Thursdays, I can't talk. Wednesday, Saturday, Sundays are like days that I can do.
Twister.
Honestly, I like having that routine for me because then I do certain things on my rest days and I organize myself better. But and this is the thing, guys, like everyone is so different with what they like and what they enjoy doing and what works for them and their routine. And this is why I wanted Holly on to show you guys that even though we're prepping together and doing the same shows, our approaches are completely different and how we like to go about things is completely different.
Yeah, the goal's the same, isn't it? Like, really.
Yeah.
But yeah, approaches couldn't have been any more different. And even if we were still with the same coach, they would be completely different as well.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And what I wanted to come on and talk about was our shows as well. So like I told you guys, we're doing 3 shows. We are doing the Two Bros Federation. We're doing the 28th of October.
Two Bros Naturals.
Naturals, yeah. We're doing naturals.
Do you want to explain what naturals is?
So when you're in bodybuilding, most of the shows are open shows. And as you know, bodybuilders are massive. And most times a lot of them will take assistance. So certain steroids to enhance muscle growth, to reduce body fat. And it's very normal and it's spoken about way more now than it was a few years ago, which is good for kind of educational purposes. However, and you know,
it is used in other sports as well, isn't it?
Yeah, and no judgment to anyone who does take assistance, for sure. Personally, for me, I wanted to choose to do a natural show because I didn't want to take any, and I also wanted to feel like there was fair game for me to compete because with wellness, you need bigger legs, which genetically I happen to have, but in open shows, most women will take assistance to help grow their legs to a bigger size. So I am completely natural. Holly is completely natural, and even my last season was natural. It was natural shows I'm doing. My show I'm doing in 10 days isn't a natural show. It's an open show, but I'm doing it for experience. And the rest of the shows we're doing together are natural shows. We have 2 in the UK, and then our finals will be in France on the 9th of December, and then we finish prep, and that would have been a long, lengthy 7-month prep.
Oh my God,
yeah.
We've done 4. 4's in the bag already.
Yeah.
You've done longer than me, though. You've done 4 weeks.
I've done, to next week, I think it'll be 19 weeks. To show will be 19 weeks. And my first season, my prep was 21 weeks to the first show. But it'll be nice because for me, when I finish that show in 10 days, from there, there's shows every 2-3 weeks past. So
yeah,
It's
perfect.
a good high for us. It's a good high to be like constantly going because when you've got big gaps between shows, you get lost in limbo and it's tough. And I felt like that last season where like I had a big gap between my first and second show and I just was in my head a lot because I was like, am I going to be competitive enough? Like, is there a point of doing it? Like, it was so tough for me. And I had no one in my corner to understand. But now we've got each other to make sure we're good. So how are you excited for France?
Yeah, really, yeah. I'm just hoping I get that far.
She will. You're half the reason I'm staying till the 9th of December.
We said this on Saturday because I feel like that about you as well. But no, I've just worked so hard to like live in the present moment in my life in general.
Yeah.
So I'm just literally like taking every day as it comes. And we will get there, but I'm trying not to think so much about that yet because it would kind of be so surreal to be there.
Yeah.
To be there competing in another country when I haven't even competed here yet.
And I think that's such a sick thing for you because I've done 2 seasons and what I wanted to say is my next season I want to do an overseas show. So the fact that you get to do that in your potentially only season.
Yeah, I can't see myself doing this again.
We'll talk about show like plans post show.
This is it.
But yeah, it's tough and I said to Holly like she's half the reason I'm staying till the 9th of December because who I was 2 years ago with bodybuilding everything is not who I am now, and unfortunately I just feel like things are different, priorities are different, and as much as I love bodybuilding and I'm going to finish my prep, I'm going to do it, this will be my last season as well because, and the stage is always there, so never say never, maybe I'll come back as a mum. But
oh my God, that'll be the day both of us with kids.
We'll come back once we've had our kids and be like, we can go again. But yeah, it's my last season because I just want to kind of strive for balance and live life and change up and do a different type of training. Actually, I want to do a bit of hybrid training, which I'll go into in the future with you guys. But yeah, it's a lot. So I think the fact that you're doing an overseas show in your first season, potentially only season for Holly, I told her to wait till she steps on stage to make that decision. But it is a lot. It takes a lot out of you guys. In 7 months out of a year, that's a lot of sacrifice. What are you thinking in terms of like, because we were just talking earlier about we're going to feel a bit lost after show, which is very normal because once you hit a big goal, you think, okay, what now? And if you don't have a plan of action after hitting a goal, it's very easy to reverse in a bad way which you don't want to do. So
Yeah.
what are you thinking post-show in terms of life and training and whatever?
Well, spend some time with my loved ones.
Yeah.
My mum and sister, like do things with them apart from like going around there and chilling and eating my meal prep out of plastic containers and,
Yeah.
you know, ordering an iced Americano from Starbucks. So yeah, give them some time back. But I will continue training as I am.
Yeah.
Go back to hot yoga because I've done that like every week. But I will keep my routine as it is, just without the posing.
But do you have any? You were saying you wanted to do something next year. Was it like cycle to some?
Oh yeah, no, I'm going to do the London to Paris cycle, which I was meant to do before COVID came along, and then I got completely sidetracked with bodybuilding.
Yeah, and that'd be
But
cool.
I've always cycled, so yeah, I'll do that. That's something I'm going to train for sure. Because if you're going to have a massive high after the shows, I can imagine, right? And then I'm going to feel a bit lost.
Yeah.
So I need something else to work towards. I've always been like that.
No, same. I'm just like never content. I'm the same. And I think like this is a tip for anyone who's watching. Like if you hit your goal, set another goal. Do not get complacent. So that's why I wanted you to tell them what you were doing, because that is so different to bodybuilding, but it's something that you've always wanted to do still. And there's so many options and ways that you could take your path. So I think that's really cool. I'm going to change up my training quite a lot, I think. And I'm going to do a mix of hybrid training. So I'm going to do a bit of CrossFit with bodybuilding.
Yeah, I might. I did do that before.
Yeah, I'm going to dabble.
So
maybe just one session a week.
I do feel better for doing the bodybuilding like training.
Yeah.
The recovery. I was always knackered doing that style.
CrossFit,
Yeah, always.
And the injuries I hear about.
My friends are always injured.
I think I would do like one CrossFit session to start the week.
Yeah, functional training somewhere.
Yeah, exactly. And then like slow down the week with like an upper and lower session or something of bodybuilding style. And then I would just finish with one session of, I want to do reformer Pilates.
Yes,
ideally.
yes.
And I think that would be great.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what I'm thinking. And then next year is a big year for me on traveling. I really want to travel a lot and experience a few things, and also have some personal goals that I want to work towards. We're thinking about getting Enzo a sibling.
No way!
I really want to.
God, you're not.
Imagine next time there's two of them here.
Your dad is going to love this.
There's going to be like 6 dogs in my parents' house, honestly.
Oh my God.
But yeah, that's what I've got in mind in terms of my training. I then want to introduce that hybrid aspect to clients and see what they think about it. I think that'd be good to change it up. So that's kind of where I'm at. And I'm excited to showcase to everyone how the rest of our season goes, how we finish this year, how we go into next year. I'm sure Holly will be opening up more PT slots very soon.
Yes,
so there's big things coming for her, for me, for the brand. And we did this to kind of showcase you guys how we're getting on and give you a bit more background on us. And we can't wait for you guys to see the rest of our journey. So thanks for watching.
Thanks.